In this video, I'm going to share with you a book that is very near and dear to my heart. I've mentioned it many times before on this channel, and it's called The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. I've spoke about the ideas in this book before, but today I'm actually going to read a few pages that I personally really love, and I'm just going to share them with you. And so I'll also tell you the story of how I came to find this book, because I had never really heard of Neville Goddard before, and it's kind of an interesting story. I've told it a long time ago in one of my videos, but I'll share it again. So I was walking on this long nature trail, which used to be by my old place where I used to live, and toward the end of the trail, so almost about an hour walk from where I lived, there was this bookshare box, and it almost looked like a little bird house, and you could take a book and donate books. And so I opened it up one day and I found this book, and the title really seemed interesting, and I liked the photo on the cover, and plus it was lightweight, so easy for me to carry back, and I took it home with me. I didn't read it right away, but when I went to a hair appointment at the salon, I decided to take it with me and give it a read, and I just remembered being totally enthralled with every word on all the pages, and I just loved the ideas that are in this book. Basically, one of the main ideas that Neville Goddard teaches is the power of the human imagination and how we can use it to create all that we want to experience in our own lives. And if you're like me and you're fascinated by the human mind and human potential, then I think you'll really like his work as well. And all of his books, as well as all of his recordings, he has many public lectures that were recorded in, I believe, the 1950s, and they're all online. All of his work is for free, and it's also in the public domain, meaning you're able to share it just like I am going to read it out in this video. Alright, so I'm going to start on chapter 5. The truth that sets you free. The drama of life is a psychological one, in which all the conditions, circumstances, and events of your life are brought to pass by your assumptions. Since your life is determined by your assumptions, you are forced to recognize the fact that you are either a slave to your assumptions or their master. To become the master of your assumptions is the key to undreamed of freedom and happiness. You can attain this mastery by deliberate conscious control of your imagination. You determine your assumptions in this way. Form a mental image, a picture of the state desired, of the person you want to be. Concentrate your attention upon the feeling that you are already that person. First, visualize the picture in your consciousness. Then feel yourself to be in that state as though it actually formed your surrounding world. By your imagination, that which was a mere mental image is changed into a seemingly solid reality. The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention firmly and repeatedly focused on the object to be accomplished. It cannot be emphasized too much that by creating an ideal within your mental sphere, by assuming that you are already that ideal, you identify yourself with it and thereby transform yourself into its image, thinking from the ideal instead of thinking of the ideal. Every state is already there as mere possibilities, as long as we think of them, but as overpoweringly real when we think from them. And so I just remember reading that for the first time and just finding it so powerful and so intriguing. And reading his work, reading this book, really got me thinking about how I was spending my own mental energy and where was my attention most of the time. And I realized how much of my attention I was putting on the issues or the things that I considered to be unpleasant aspects of my life, things that were right in front of me, whether it was something that I wasn't loving about my job. I realized how much of my mind energy and my attention was focused on those things. Even when I wasn't there, I would go home and I would take those thoughts with me and I would give them so much of my time, so much of my day. But in order to create any change, you need to first have a vision of what it is that you want to create. You need to focus on the thing that you actually want to achieve, the thing that you want to experience. And so I just found this all to be very intriguing, and I was really excited to apply it to my life. Okay, now I'm going to read about a page and a half, and this is from chapter 12, Subjective Control. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. All progress, all fulfillment of desire depend upon the control and concentration of your attention. Attention may be either attracted from without or directed from within. Attention is attracted from without when you are consciously occupied with the external impressions of the immediate present. The very lines of this page are attracting your attention from without. Your attention is directed from within when you deliberately choose what you will be preoccupied with mentally. It is obvious that in the objective world, your attention is not only attracted by, but is constantly directed to external impressions. But your control in this subjective state is almost non-existent, for in this state, attention is usually the servant and not the master, the passenger and not the navigator of your world. There is an enormous difference between attention directed objectively and attention directed subjectively, and the capacity to change your future depends on the latter. When you are able to control the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you can modify or alter your life as you please. But this control cannot be achieved if you allow your attention to be attracted constantly from without. Each day, set yourself the task of deliberately withdrawing your attention from the objective world and of focusing it subjectively. In other words, concentrate on those thoughts or moods which you deliberately determine. Then, those things that now restrict you will fade and drop away. The day you achieve control of the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you are master of your fate. You will no longer accept the dominance of outside conditions or circumstances. You will not accept life on the basis of the world without. Okay, so a little activity if you want to try it. Maybe for the next hour after you finish watching this video, try to pay attention to where your attention is, and if your thoughts are reactive, if they are from your outside world, are you thinking about or focusing on things from external events in your life, or are you deliberately deciding what you want to think and imagining what it is that you actually want to experience? I call it a mental vacation. It's great for lifting your mood if you feel that you're not in the best of moods, or if you want to actually bring a sense of peace and calm to yourself. Then picturing yourself and really imagining what it would be like to be somewhere that really does bring you a lot of peace and calm to your body. Say you want to be on a Greek island, and you can create this really calming, relaxing scene for yourself, and close your eyes. Imagine the scents that will be in the air from the flowers. Imagine the food that you'll be eating. Imagine a 360 view, what it will look like. Imagine the music that will be playing. What will you be wearing? How will you feel? And doing this can really bring upon a physical change. You'll notice after that 10-minute meditation visualization exercise how calm your body does feel. And it's amazing because your imagination, your mind actually made that physical change within yourself. And all of a sudden, you're not as tense, you're not as frustrated or upset about what just happened in your physical world. You were actually able to create a sense of peace and calm within yourself. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, the book that I was sharing with you is by Neville Goddard, and it's The Power of Awareness. I will put some links for you in the description box, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day. Bye.